Happy Mother's Day to my mum Jill.
And happy Mother's Day to my mum Carol as well.
In this week's episode of Chateau Capers, we drift between small projects, small creatures, small adventures, a surprisingly large piece of Pyrenean snow art, round 2 of the moulding repair, and a small explosion that resulted in a small amount of blood loss. All in all, a very normal week.
Well, hello. It's Monday, and it's a sunny day currently. And what's good is that in 1 week's time, I'm going to finally get a haircut. I've got friends coming to stay, and one of them is a hairdresser, amongst other things. So I'm going to have a nice haircut. Anyway, something else that needs a haircut is the grass. Possibly not this section particularly, but largely speaking, the grass is in need of a haircut. And so I'm going to try and start Brigitte for the first time in 5-6 months. So I don't know if this is going to go well or not. She's an old girl, made in the 1960s, maybe 62. Anyway, she's old. So sorry if you were born before then. Foot mouth. Oh, that's a cattle disease. I'll stop talking now. Let's see if Bridget starts. Here she is, all in her winter dust layer. I don't know what it is that causes the dust in the barn. Maybe it's the horses. She's covered. Look at her. Look at her, poor old girl. Dusty steering wheel. Right, I'll give her a dust down and jump aboard. There's cobwebs everywhere. Okay, so brake off, out of gear. I turn the key to the left for about 30 seconds. This is what I was told. To prime it so that it heats the coils or something. And after about 30 seconds, push the button and it should just go, ba-da! I'm not actually counting, so I have no idea how many seconds I've been doing it. I gave Bridget a minute or two to get her old bones warmed through, and soon she was purring like a 63-year-old tractor. All that was left to do was drive it like I stole it. I took the scenic route around the chateau so I could wave at Jane and the spaniels and then into the field for the main event.
Last week we asked you which colour tiles you preferred, and of those who expressed a preference, the votes were overwhelmingly for light green in brick style. Your wish is our command.
I searched the chateau high and low but couldn't find my tile spaces anywhere, so I ended up using plastic packers. Worked like a charm. Ready for grouting. It's very important for us to get to know our part of France. We like to explore beautiful places, who doesn't, which we can recommend to guests when they stay. Whilst we're unlikely to get many skiers staying with us, it's quite possible people might want to visit the mountains in the summer months for long walks and the views, like this giant snow penis.
This time we've gone skiing at Pyrenees. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, I think is it a bit higher than the last one? It's on the other side of it's an opposite mountain. But again, we've got here at lunchtime, which means the pistes are very quiet. And down at the bottom it's absolutely rammed with people having their lunch, because the French, it seems, are very rigid. 12 o'clock lunch. Déjeuner. Déjeuner. Let me show you the pistes. Look how quiet they are! Which is good for us, because we don't like it when people are whizzing past. It's hard to imagine that this image is in colour. Doesn't sound icy.
No, I think it's soft, which is fine for us.
Yeah.
Once you're up here, you realise why people make the trip, even if they're not skiing. The views are incredible, even on slightly cloudy days like this. The mountains always remind me of how small we all are. They put everything into perspective. Whatever problems we drag around with us feel tiny by comparison. The mountains will still be here long after the problem's gone away.
It's just me and you. And don't question me or my love. I swear that I'll be faithful for forever. And don't worry what the world may say.
No, not the eyeballs.
I've just found a Tinkerbell seed. I assume that you plant them and they grow into new Tinkerbells.
A big part of our decision to move to France, aside from the giant adventure of renovating a chateau, was to enjoy a pace of life slower than our lives in England, to spend more time with our animals, with each other, and hopefully to enjoy a little more sunshine. Renovating a chateau isn't for the faint-hearted, but watching the dogs play in the river always resets us. There's something about their chaos that gives us a little dopamine lift and takes the edge off the day. These daily distractions are so rewarding. A few weeks ago, we saw a family of wild boar on the opposite side of the river. Today, we saw coipu, the South American beaver-like beasties that play havoc with riverbanks, lakes and ponds with their burrowing. These two youngsters were just playing in the sunshine. Bunty was not at all happy about this, however, and didn't mind letting them know. What a good girl.
Well, I genuinely didn't think a year ago that I'd be about to rip this shower screen out. They normally last a bit longer than that. But anyway, as you probably know, the shower door exploded, and in a few days' time we've got friends coming to stay and they will be using this bathroom, so they won't want to have a shower with an open door. At least I won't want them to, because there'll be water everywhere. So, got to get this whole section out because it has damage to the frame, so I can't just stick another door. Well, I could just stick another door on, but there's damage to the frame, so I might as well do it properly. I've got a problem with this one in that the head has rounded off, and it's because water's got into it and it's gone quite rusty, which is a bit disappointing after 1 year in use. There's still a little bit of broken glass down there, and I'll probably reuse these frames because there's no good reason to take them off, because the frames from the new one will almost certainly be exactly the same. So I'll be able to clean it off, slide the new shower screen in, put the doors back on, and this is ready to go. After 24 hours of silicone drying, of course.
Things were going surprisingly smoothly. The old silicone was scraping off easily, the shower tray was cleaning up beautifully. I should have been suspicious. When the camera wasn't rolling, disaster struck.
Things don't seem to go very well in this bathroom. We've absolutely no idea why, but this just exploded. It landed on both of our heads and we're both dripping with blood. Jane's dripping from both knees. Fortunately, it's the stuff that's not meant to cut you very badly, but Jane's bleeding from both knees and hands. I'm bleeding from both hands, and the glass landed on my head, so I don't know whether I've got any cuts in my hair as well. I don't know why this broke. So we'll have to use the old one of this. Fortunately, we still have another one. So we'll use that, clean it up, put it in, and put it all back together. It has damaged the new shower screen, and the reason we were replacing the hole in shower enclosure, not just the door, was because the broken glass had landed on the shower runner and damaged the runner, and that's what it's done again.
Having just been cut by an exploding wall of glass that had been tapped lightly on the floor, I had to hold the replacement glass whilst Rory vigorously and fearlessly screwed it into the frame. I was anything but relaxed. You will notice that I'm not at all keen to have my face pointing at it. Like the original shower door that shattered, it's likely that the newly exploded panel also had a manufacturing imperfection. Seemingly, this failure is more common than we realised. Lucky us.
Okay, shower screen back in with a dent, sadly, but new one is in. Just got to be silicone back in and the doors put on. Now we can go wash the blood off ourselves.
As well as the shower screen replacement, I took the opportunity to repair a few sections of silicone sealant that weren't looking as neat as I'd like. I then switched from white to clear and sealed the exterior of the enclosure.
And there we have it. It's the new shower screen in, this new shower doors. I've got to put the seals on yet, of course, but I'm not going to do that until tomorrow when all the silicone has dried off, because I don't want to be stepping in and stepping out and risking accidentally sticking a sock or a toe into the wet silicone. But it's in. After all that mess and bloody hands and knees and things. So another thing ticked off the list again.
The pressure is on us to get things done all the time. Having to replace shower screens that had already been fitted is a nuisance compounded by another breakage. I'm sure we'll be writing a sternly worded email including phrases like, "could have had my eye out." After making some adjustments to the doors, I was finally able to say the shower screen was completed. Again.
Last week I made a start on the crown moulding, and now I'm going to have another go and see if I can finish it. So the groundwork was done last week, getting the rough shape of it, but I ran out of powder to mix the mixed plaster stuff, and I've got some more. So I hope that this time, I've got 2 new bags, hopefully that'll be enough to at least finish a section of it, so I know that my system is going to work properly. But I better get on and mix it.
This time I was better prepared. I put up some scaffolding instead of wobbling atop a step ladder. The first batch was going on smoothly. It was nice and creamy and was moulding into position well. Then it started going off much faster than I expected. I tried to use the thickening plaster further along the curve where there was more backfilling needed, just to avoid wasting it. For the second batch, I mixed it a little wetter in the hope that it would give me more time to work. It didn't. If anything, it set even faster. At that point, I switched to a damp sponge to smooth the surface because parts of the curve were already looking finished.
Well, that's my second batch done. The problem is, it went off really, really quickly. I mean, I barely started and then it was suddenly too hard to use. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Add cold water, mix, slop it on. I'm trying to be as quick as I can, but I'm meant to get a solid 15 minutes of work time, but I don't know what's happened with this batch. Or what I'm doing wrong, I don't know. But it's starting to look okay. It's not in any way as crisp and neat as the original stuff, but it is getting there. And smoothing it out with a damp sponge has helped a bit, but we'll see. I'm pleased with how it's getting, how it's coming along. There's a bit to do yet to make it look nice, but yeah.
The next day, Jane and I tried a bit of teamwork. The template doesn't seem to be giving us a perfect finish, so I've ordered some smoothing tools and we'll try again once they arrive. Well, there's tiptoeing through the tulips and whatever Bunty's doing. And now a message from Jane and Rory.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, very nice.
Happy Mother's Day, primarily to my mum Jill.
Yes, and happy Mother's Day to my mum Carol as well.
But happy Mother's Day to all mothers everywhere.
Including Jane.
I'm a mother as well, so it's my day too. Yeah. And it sort of feels like the first day of spring proper, doesn't it?
It's starting to feel that way, yeah, very much.
Which is a celebration of its own.
I know we're wearing a scarf and jumpers and a jacket, but it's the end of the day, so it's starting to cool down, but it has been absolutely delightful today.
It was still only officially 12 degrees today though, but in the sun it feels a lot warmer. But next week we're supposed to get 20 degrees on a couple of days, which will be amazing.
We have friends here then.
We do, because the problem with our lovely chateau is it has no heating, and that means it's cold in there nearly all the time, nearly everywhere, during the winter, the spring and the autumn. It stays lovely and cool on the ground floor during the summer, which is nice. But yeah, it's cold, and that's hard to work when you feel cold all the time, and also keeping the fire going. So I'm very, very pleased that it's springtime.
Almost,
yeah.
And I'm very, very pleased I've got a gin and tonic in my hand.
It's quite easy to please Rory if he's got a lovely glass of something in his hand. He's always happy. He's happy most of the time.
Well, I love a gin and tonic, but my absolute favourite, I think, if I'm sitting on a French bistro set, my absolute dream is to have a lovely glass of, not even posh, just lovely, easy drinkable red wine, and to be surrounded by a hustle and bustle of some some French town, just some bustling French town. That's my ideal. What about yours? You prefer a gin and tonic?
I can't really enjoy red wine as an aperitif. For me, it's wonderful with a rich roast meal or barbecue or something like that, but I'd still only probably have one smallish glass of red. Always start with an aperitif, which to me is fizz.
Okay.
Or gin and tonic, that would always be my go-to. Or I love a cocktail. But yeah, red wine, I like it, but only with food.
So Jane likes a gin and tonic or some fizz. I like some red wine while sitting at a bistro table in France. If you were sitting at a bistro table, what would your drink of choice be? I want to see if more people want red wine or whether they're gin and tonic or something completely different. Let us know in the comments if you have strong opinions either way.
Because in France they drink pastis, don't they?
In England we eat pasties.
We do, that's true. Oh, we've just started making Cornish pasties here and they are brilliant. But no, pasties, that's really strong aniseed tasting stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then in Italy they like limoncello. I don't know if that's a pudding rather than an aperitif. Aperol, something
it's a digestive limoncello, you always have it at the end.
Afterwards, yeah. But Aperol is an Italian drink which goes with fizzy wine and fizzy water to make it a cocktail. I didn't think I would like that, but I love that on a hot day. That's really nice.
If there's alcohol in it, we may drink it.
Probably will, yes.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, and we'll see you next time.